Commissioner Simmons. The Senate has inserted the PERS language, the new tier. We'll get to that later. Right now, it's our pleasure to welcome Transportation Commissioner for Mississippi's Central District, Commissioner Willie Simmons. Commissioner, good to see you, sir. Glad so much that you were able to join us today. Yeah, pull your mic up to your face a little bit closer there. Let's see, Alex will help you out.
Okay.
Yeah. Just want to make sure because we got a lot of noise in the background. So, there you go. So, yesterday I had the privilege of attending a little birthday celebration for you there, Commissioner. That was pretty neat. That was pretty cool. Brad White held that at his house.
Gerard, I'm so glad you came by. It was a delight to see you, as well as everybody else, to include a person like Governor Haley Barber, who came to say happy birthday.
Sure did. That was awesome. Congratulations, sir. Great event, great turnout. Everybody there to celebrate your birthday, having a good time. Really appreciate Transportation Executive Director Brad White for putting that on. All right, so give us an update. I know you're watching closely. We were just talking about the tax bills that are being debated down at the Capitol there. Each of those have a provision in them, Commissioner, to derive more revenue from fuel sales in the form of a fuel tax, the excise tax. You're well aware that's the majority of the funding the Transportation Department receives at the state level comes from that tax.
Exactly.
So how do you feel about the need for additional revenue? And I know you've talked about that, as have your peers in the northern and the southern district, the executive director as well. The message is you guys say that you need more money just to keep up with the capacity and maintenance requirements for the state of Mississippi.
Gerard, you're so right. And I want to thank you. I listen to your radio show frequently. And you're one of the citizens of the state of Mississippi who gets it and understand that infrastructure is so important. And in order to make sure infrastructure is taken care of so that our citizens can get where they need to go as well as our cargo, we need more revenue. And you have advocated for that, basically saying that we need it. So we want to be thankful this year to the legislature. Both the House and the Senate have put infrastructure high on their radar, to include the governor. So we are, for the first time in more than 26 years that I served in the Senate, that we have a situation where both the House and the Senate and the governor are all on board saying infrastructure is important and we got to get more money. So the way in which both the House and the Senate are looking at funding it is going to add to the fuel tax. We don't know which one of those is going to come out. But you, like I know, that sausage is made at the Capitol. And with both of them having put emphasis on it, with the Senate saying they're going to give us a phase-in of 9 cents, 3 cents each year over a 3-year period, that would get us up to somewhere around $200 million, near, a little bit lower, a little above a year, because they're also going to index it. But in addition to that, the Senate is saying they're going to allow us to keep the lottery money that we currently have coming in, which is $80 million, and they will continue to pay the $40 million match. So when we put all that together, it puts us pretty close to where the House is. The House basically said they wanted to put a percentage on it, 5%, to allow us to get the money that would come from that. That would generate also around $300 million or so, but they was going to remove the lottery money from us. We are very pleased to see both the Senate and the House, and with where they are today, we feel like the Department of Transportation should get some new revenue.
So one of the things I suspect you guys are watching there, Commissioners, that the federal government, is on a slashing spending spree here, and it could affect your revenue from the federal government potentially. It
could affect it because you well know we're upside down with the federal government. We get about 51% of our funding from the federal government, and the rest of it comes from the fuel tax, the lottery, and other money that we get here in the state. Also, what we have to take into consideration is that the change in attitude of people driving, carpooling, as well as in the cars that's no longer using fuel. So we're going to be put in a situation where going to the pump is not going to be adequate enough to take care of what we're currently doing. Maintenance, we need $400 million a year in order to take care of the highways that we have, capacity projects. Another average $200 million. The legislature has been good over the past 3 years. It's given us a significant amount of money, but we need recurring money so that we can plan, so that our partners who build highways can be prepared to build their companies up and take care of the needs of the state of Mississippi.
Executive Director White shared with me last time he was on the program, Commissioner, a chart that showed the rather sharp increase, the inflation in road construction that's occurred over the last 5-7 years. Is that your understanding as well?
It is ridiculous. There's no way that we can keep up with inflation rate. A few years ago, the legislature gave us some additional money, and the money we got from the federal government, a lot of that was eaten up with inflation, and we were not able to do as much as we had planned and wanted to do. We have not seen a significant increase on fuel tax since 1987 or 1989 when it actually went into place. What it cost us to do a mile highway at that particular time, it is probably 400% increase. We can't operate today with 1989 money.
Understand. So before we go, we got about 30-40 seconds left. To those who say, oh, you could just cut expenses at the Department of Transportation to produce more available funds for projects, what do you say to that, Commissioner?
It's not enough to do it. When you talk about a small project like, I'm going to give you one in the Central District up in Greenville. 20 years ago, Highway 82 bypass would have cost us probably around $100 million or less. Today, it's costing us in excess of $120 million.
I got you.
You can't do it with yesterday's money.
Gotcha. Commissioner Willie Simmons, he's the Transportation Commissioner for the Central District of Mississippi. He's been our guest. Always good to see you.
Gerard, thank you. And
thank you for coming.
Thank you for being a friend and a supporter.
Yes, sir. Thank you. We're coming right back with Senator Briggs Hobson. Stay with us.